With this budget, we're seeing dangerous cuts across the social safety net, which is going to impact our most vulnerable neighbors, those who have the least resources.
Our collective ability as a system to address the most urgent needs of our neighbors who are living outside will be diminished. So every year, the mayor's proposed budget sets the tone for the administration's priorities. And we always keep a close eye on what's in that budget so we can ensure that the city is investing as many resources as possible to end homelessness for our neighbors. This proposed budget had no new housing vouchers and cut our social safety net across the board.
It's been really hard to witness what feels like a deprioritization of resolving homelessness, not just in DC locally, but nationwide.
So here in Washington, D.C., the numbers are staggering.
Thousands of our neighbors here in the district are experiencing homelessness and just trying to survive day by day.
National Park Service and D.C. Police cleared out several homeless encampments in the Foggy Bottom neighborhood.
First, evicting encampments doesn't bring anyone closer to housing.
Housing is the answer, and that's the way we should be addressing this issue. So that's at a city level, there needs to be more funding. And that's where, street outreach teams like the Miriam's Kitchen that are working day in and day out to make that happen are critical. And things like these type of encampment closures don't help and actually set all that work backwards.
We're particularly seeing cuts when it comes to crucial homelessness response and housing services in a year when we're seeing a 14% increase in homelessness. And so we're certain that this is going to exacerbate the crisis locally.
The final budget includes only 148 vouchers for individuals experiencing homelessness, which is egregiously low. This compares to over 2,000 individuals who are in need of life-saving housing interventions and 887 people who are living outside.
Here at Miriam's Kitchen, we're already seeing a 40% increase in folks who are relying on our meal service.
While the council was able to find some initial resources for street outreach, that number is still a cut compared to funding amounts over last year. Right now, there are 887 people living outside who are in desperate need not only of housing, but of life-saving services. And without full resources, we won't be able to meet those needs as well or as often.
Your shirt says end homelessness, your hat says end homelessness. How do we do it? How do we end homelessness?
One case at a time.
Collaboration is critical to budget advocacy. That's why we lead the Way Home campaign, a coalition supported by 7,000 people and 110 organizations. But we're also thrilled to be in partnership with other coalitions. So we work with the Fair Budget Coalition, who is advocating across a variety of sectors to make sure that our neighbors have what they need to thrive. So that includes housing and homelessness issues, but also other parts of our social safety net that are so key to supporting our neighbors. We're also proud members of the Just Recovery Coalition, which is an effort to make sure that we're achieving tax justice and that we're thinking about when we don't have the resources in our budget to fund urgent needs, that we're thinking about how to create that revenue through things like just tax policies and raising revenue where needed to pay for the most urgent needs of our community.
So there are multiple ways to get involved with our advocacy, either directly through Miriam's Kitchen, by volunteering or donating directly to the organization. With the Way Home campaign, you can follow us across social media at The Way Home DC, or connect with us through our blog, thewayhomedc.org.